want you to.
It ain't but one guy. Hold on. There's one guy. We ain't but one guy. It ain't but one guy keeping him away from him. That's Terence Crawford. Hey, but one guy.
Everyone in the room picked you to win. Everyone that I asked. Everyone. Except for me. Guess what? Because I heard he could really play.
No. He can't even be Shakur.
He can't fuck with me. Who?
You.
What's your core lied to you?
You lost. I seen the video.
You ain't seen my video.
Oh, I didn't.
Exactly.
I just seen the video.
Exactly. What would happen?
Listen up, boxing fans, because the lightweight and welterweight divisions are about to explode like a powder keg at a fireworks factory. And the fuse has already been lit by none other than the legendary Terence "Bud" Crawford himself. Crawford, a man who's dismantled every opponent placed in front of him with the surgical precision of a master craftsman, has issued a warning so chilling it could freeze hell itself.
Take care of business. How does you and Devin Haney end? How does that fight go?
Knockout.
Say this.
Devin Haney being at 147, he called Devin Haney out. What do you think about that fight if it's 1 or 2 fights away?
It's kind of a tough fight right now because Devin Haney is right back at the top of his game. Devin showed that the weight loss was probably causing him to not have as good punch resistance, and it also probably wasn't causing him to have as much power or explosiveness as he has. He showed tremendous power, tremendous punch resistance in that fight against Norman, and for him to do that means that the weight was probably an issue. Now, if Keyshawn comes up, or if they even do a catch weight, a 143, 144, it's gonna be a very interesting fight because I think Devin has more tools and more IQ right now, but Keyshawn is different. So when you got a guy that's different.
He's looked Devin Haney dead in the eye through the camera lens and delivered a message that should make the former undisputed lightweight champion break out in a cold sweat. Keyshawn Davis is coming, and he's bringing a hunger that could consume everything Haney has built.
I guarantee he'll beat you, though.
How you gonna bet on somebody else?
I'm gonna bet on him against you.
I will beat you.
No, you can't beat me, but I bet.
Chew you up and spit you out. You know, out with the old and with the new.
Ali, well, as y'all were asking questions, I think about Muhammad.
Crawford didn't mince words when he declared that Davis possesses a power and relentless style that could expose every crack in Haney's game. And if the dream underestimates the young lion prowling at his door,
having nah, that.
Yeah.
Nigga. Come on.
Yeah.
We getting past that, and that was your turn. And I'm not gonna allow and sit back and allow you to even waste that talent that you got. Cause I've been told, Key, for years, bro, you could be one of the best. All you gotta do is just, boom.
Yeah.
Discipline.
You know, with both of y'all being the best, they always gonna want it. And
they gotta come with it.
You know they always gonna want to see it, though. You know everybody always gonna want to see it.
We get to see it.
I want to
do it. You know, I know he's dealing with some legal issues. I don't know what happened. He said he had to turn himself in, but I believe he tweeted like, Keyshawn, let's do it. I mean,
he said that?
Yeah, but he tweeted like something like that. Yeah.
Well, you know, Bill was in my DMs. We already was talking about it, honestly, before he even hit the media. So I know it's going to happen in 2026.
And you're good going straight to Devin in your first fight at 47?
If it make money, it makes sense.
Right. So obviously I want to get your take on your brother. Shakur, dominant performance.
The sport will absolutely chew him up and spit him out like yesterday's stale gum. This isn't just fight talk, folks. This is a prophecy from one of the greatest fighters of our generation. And when Terence Crawford speaks, the boxing world should listen with both ears wide open and take notes like their lives depend on it.
Competition. He's fought some elite guys. He's come up short, but he's always fought hard and he's never been stopped. I thought Keyshawn looked really, really good early on in that fight. He looked very poised, and Jermaine was fighting a fight that you typically don't see him fight. Jermaine is known for being very physical, very rough, and he's gonna make it dirty if he has to. He was laying back, and it looked like he was allowing Keyshawn to take some ground and get established, but then Ortiz flipped the script and changed the game plan. He started to get into his normal bag of roughhousing and making things dirty. And I said, man, I like that. I was telling Shakur, I was in the locker room watching. I said, I like what he did right there because he went away, let you get comfortable. And then he said, no, here I am. I'm going to be the guy that you actually thought you was going to be fighting, but I'm not going to do it in the first round. You saw Keyshawn have to make some adjustments.
Now, Keyshawn Davis isn't sitting in some dark corner quietly waiting for his opportunity. Oh no. This young assassin is beating down doors and making demands like he owns the place. Davis has confirmed what every boxing insider already suspected. Negotiations are happening right now.
You understand me? So when you gotta have that intangibleness about him, where he can be a different guy when it's time to be a different guy, you can never count him out. However, if I were pushing Keyshawn, I would have another fight or two before I fight Devin, just for experience purposes. And if I was Devin, I would try to jump on it right now before he gets those couple fights, because the more experience he gets, the harder he's gonna become to beat.
Yeah, that's gonna be a tough fight, for Keyshawn Davis. And I think in many respects, Devin Haney too. You can't take Keyshawn Davis light. He can really fight. He's really like that. The weight difference is a concern, and it's a fair question. Is he ready now? Is he ready a fight or two from now? But that's the fight, really. If you really want to scream, I'm back. That's the type of fight that you want, because obviously it's in the Turki Al-Sheikh universe.
At this very moment, for a showdown with Devin Haney scheduled for 2026. And the confidence radiating from Davis is so intense it could power a small city. This isn't some rookie talking trash to get attention.
Fights like that is because there's things each one of them know about each other. They know that those are great fights. We need those fights. We need those fights. We need the Dev and Shakur. We need the Dev and Tio. We need the Africa and Shakur, the Africa and Tio. Then we need the Gary Antoine mixed in there. We need the Lamont Roach mixed in there. It's a lot of guys. The Abdullah Masons mixed in there. It's a lot of guys we need mixed in there. You know what I'm saying? These are the fights we need. Those other guys, the B class, C class guys, they can't keep up with them, either physically or mentally, or both together. They can't keep up with them. You see it.
What kind of message do you think Keyshawn, made it in possibly the 40 to 47 division, beating Jermaine Ortiz the way he did?
I mean, I don't know. 47 is a different division. That was that.
This is a calculated warrior who studies his opponents with the intensity of a doctoral student cramming for final exams. And he's already dissected Haney's game down to the molecular level. Davis doesn't just predict victory, he's calling for a knockout.
Is he too small for 147? He looked good at 40.
No, I don't think he's too small. These guys only look real big on TV. When you see these guys in person, they don't be that big. You know what I'm saying? So he's not too small, no. The thing is, with Keyshawn, can he keep it together? Can he keep it together mentally? If he can keep it together mentally, then we see great fights out of Keyshawn. If he do that he say he been doing, which I don't know if he was lying or not, saying that he was drinking and camp and shit like that, I don't know if that's true. I don't know if it's a lie. I don't know if it's, if he was telling the truth. I don't know. But if he can keep it together mentally, then we see great fights out of Keyshawn.
Say Keyshawn Davis and Devin Haney happen next. Who would you favor?
A definitive statement that will leave no doubt about who represents the future of the sport. But the ambition doesn't stop there, because Keyshawn has his eyes on conquering not just one weight class, but becoming a multi-division champion, planning campaigns at 147 pounds and potentially 140 pounds, building an empire that would make Alexander the Great jealous.
And he says he wants to fight Jermaine Ortiz and then move up to welterweight, which would be perfect because, like I told you, I really am the best in this business. Like, everything I say is like clockwork, right? It's amazing to me. Sometimes I amaze myself. So what am I talking about? I literally just said welterweight is dry. It's a stale, stagnant, horrible division right now. Not too many ways to mix and match the guys. And then the guys you could mix and match are pretty much busy. The Ryans, the Barrioses, and the Rollies, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video. And I told you it's going to require, this is how it works in the sport of boxing. I know, because I've been 40 anymore, just like Jaron Ennis couldn't make 47 and he moved up to 154. Now 54 is cracking. They got 54 out here cracking. Tons of names where you can mix and match the Funduras, the Virgil Ortiz, Jermell Charlo, possibly Errol Spence, Murder Zylev, Boots, right? You got tons of ways you can mix and match these people. 47 right now is dry, so it's going to take Shakur's and the Keyshawns and Gary Antoine Russells or the El Rayos, different Edwin De Los Santos, Matias, different guys to move up to start to purge and fill out the division. Right now, it's not many options. Again, Devin versus Louis Crockpot is a terrible fight, and I don't know anyone.
The audacity, the sheer unfiltered confidence. It's the kind of swagger that either leads to legendary greatness or spectacular failure, and there's absolutely no in-between with a fighter like Davis. Enter Roy Jones Jr., a man whose name alone commands respect in every boxing gym from New York to Manila, and even he's been captivated by the Keyshawn Davis phenomenon.
So, after you knocked out Jermaine Ortiz, let me get this straight. After you stopped Jermaine Ortiz, you made no mention of Louis Crocker. The first name you called out was Devin Haney, and the only name. Unless I missed the rest of the interview. And now you saying you had a deal in place to fight Louis Crocker next. And then if it's worth your while, then you'll fight Devin Haney. Because, and I get it, he believes that he needs to get this belt from Louis Crocker for them to value him the way he wants to with leverage with Devin Haney. I get it. So what's the point in calling out Devin Haney? Why didn't you tell the world, I'm going to fight Louis Crocker next? Because he knows it's not going to be acceptable. If he came out and he says, after Jermaine Ortiz, I'm fighting Louis Crocker, he knows that the fans ain't going to accept that. So he's saying Devin Haney multiple times because he understands what Devin Haney represents. This is what many people will call clout chasing. So you're using Devin Haney's name, but you know you have no intentions of fighting him next? Make this make sense.
Roy Jones, who could arguably claim the title of most naturally talented fighter to ever lace up gloves, has watched Davis operate and come away impressed by his blinding speed and the caliber of opponents he's already faced at such a young age. Jones has anointed Davis as a genuine rising star, the kind of talent that only comes around once in a generation. But here's where the wisdom of experience kicks in like a veteran trainer in the corner between rounds. Despite all the hype, all the talent, all the promise dripping from Davis like sweat in a championship bout, Roy Jones Jr. is pumping the brakes and advising the young contender to take 1 or 2 more fights before stepping into the ring with Haney. This isn't doubt. It's strategic brilliance from someone who understands that the difference between becoming a legend and becoming a cautionary tale often comes down to timing and rushing into a defining fight before you're truly ready.
Devin is Devin. Devin going to show up. It's going to be a great fight with either one of them. Because Devin took a loss, and he don't want to take another loss, whether he got it cleaned off his record or not. He don't want to take another
fight, though. I ain't gonna lie.
Both of them are good fight. I don't think Keyshawn is going to beat Devin. I really don't believe Keyshawn will beat Devin.
Too much experience? Why?
I don't know. I just don't see. But off my prediction yesterday, I'm not gonna get that because people will say things. But skill wise, I don't believe this new Devin that showed up his last fight. Keyshawn is gonna be able to run through like he did Ortiz, a smaller guy who seemed like he didn't want to be in there.
I ain't gonna lie. As much as I don't like Devin, I did not expect that.
And Keyshawn's performance wasn't great. It was good. He stopped him. That the referee gave him a gift because the ref stopped it. He didn't even give Ortiz a chance to stand up. Not saying Ortiz would have won, but it wouldn't have been a knockout in that 12 seconds. No, that's what I'm saying. But it wouldn't have been a knockout. The ref gave that gift. He didn't even get his man the count to get up to 8, so or to 10. So I don't know. I want to see. I would want to see the Keyshawn and Devin fight.
Key do got some dog in him, so I would like to see that.
I like the new version of them, though. I like the God more in it. The maturity of seeing them grow up as fathers. Like, yo, just to see these young men get into these points is amazing, and they still in their 20s. So I can...
Ready? Is how careers get derailed before they ever reach their destination. Greg Hackett, never one to shy away from speaking uncomfortable truths that make promoters squirm in their expensive seats, has zeroed in on exactly why this potential matchup has the entire boxing community buzzing like bees around a honeypot. According to Hackett, the sweet science desperately needs high-level matchups like Davis versus Haney, because these are the fights that elevate the entire sport from mere entertainment to legendary status. When two fighters who genuinely understand each other's strengths and weaknesses step into that squared circle, when both men have studied the tape until their eyes bled and prepared for every possible scenario.
He just try to get to them jokes, you know what I'm saying?
Is that a fight? Well, as far as Anthony Yiga goes, what does he bring to the table that can make this a difficult fight?
He's southpaw. I never fought a southpaw in pros yet. This is a 10-round fight, so I feel like if I was him, I feel like he probably gonna try to drown me. I think he gonna try to come out fast, pressure me, you know what I'm saying, just try to drown me, you know what I'm saying, because I've never been 10 rounds, and I think that's probably his only way he feel like he can just make something happen, you know what I'm saying, because he know he don't got the skill over me, he know I'm the younger fighter, and he know he has the experience over me, so, you know, why not try to drown the younger fighter, you know what I'm saying?
Now, do you watch tape on the opponents, or you just adjust on the fly?
Oh, I'm a businessman.
That's when we witness the kind of chess match that separates true elite fighters from the pretenders who pad their records against carefully selected opponents. These are the battles that fans will remember decades from now, the fights that get replayed in highlight reels forever, the moments that define eras and create the narratives that keep boxing relevant in an increasingly crowded sports landscape. Hackett isn't just promoting a fight, he's advocating for the soul of boxing itself, demanding that fighters step up and take the risks that build legacies instead of hiding behind protected records and cherry-picked opposition.
Or are you looking for strengths? Are you looking for weaknesses? Like, which one do you prioritize?
I look for everything. I look for where you get cut at every single fight. I look for if somebody fights you dirty, do you complain? I look for all that shit. Cause everything that's a weakness, I'm gonna use to my advantage.
I like it. Prediction for the fight.
I'm gonna knock his ass out. He's getting up out of there. He's getting up out of there. If y'all gamble respect on that shit, y'all gonna, yeah, I'm gonna get his ass up out of there.
You referenced Devin Haney possibly vacating the belts.
Yeah.
Do you think after you get a belt, you'll eventually see him at like 140, 147?
I was about to say shit. Oh, hell yeah. Like, I'd love to go to 140. Like, after I won my first world title, 35, I defended one time. I would have no problem going to 140 and test the waters out there and becoming champion at 2 different weight classes, just holding that shit down. Because I know I can do it.
All right, so give me your hit list in order. Because you've been going at it with Frank, you've been going at it with Jeff.
But hold on, because we need to address the elephant in the ring that nobody wants to talk about. The weight situation that could make or break this entire spectacle. Davis recently secured a victory at 140 pounds, and now there's talk of him moving up to 147 pounds, which raises legitimate questions about whether he's biting off more than he can chew, or if he's simply a natural welterweight who's been torturing himself to make lighter weights. Hackett, displaying the kind of measured analysis that cuts through the hype like a sharp jab through a lazy guard, doesn't believe Davis is too small for the challenge, but he's emphasizing something far more crucial than physical dimensions: mental consistency and composure. As Davis climbs the ranks and the spotlight burns brighter, the pressure intensifies exponentially, and we've seen countless talented fighters crumble when the stakes reach their highest levels. The question isn't whether Davis has the physical tools, everyone can see that he does, but whether he possesses the mental fortitude to handle the crushing weight of expectations, the mind games, the trash talk, and the realization that one bad night could derail everything he's worked for since he first stepped into a boxing gym as a kid with dreams bigger than his neighborhood. So here we stand, ladies and gentlemen, at the crossroads of destiny where two trajectories are about to collide up with the force of a freight train hitting a brick wall. On one side, we have Devin Haney, the former undisputed champion who's faced elite competition, who's been tested in the fires of championship boxing, who carries himself with the confidence of someone who's already conquered the mountain. On the other side, we have Keyshawn Davis, the hungry young lion blessed with otherworldly talent, backed by legends like Crawford, studying his craft like a PhD candidate, and absolutely convinced that his time is now, not later, not eventually, but right now. Or will both fighters continue dancing around each other, taking safer fights and building their resumes while the fans scream for the matchup that makes sense but might never happen because boxing politics can strangle the best-laid plans? One thing is absolutely certain in this beautiful, brutal, frustrating, magnificent sport. When fighters like Davis and Haney exist in the same era, operating in the same weight classes, the collision is inevitable. It's not a matter of if, but when and when it finally happens, the entire boxing world will stop to watch because this is the kind of fight that reminds us why we fell in love with the sport in the first place, and why despite all its flaws and corruption and disappointments, nothing quite compares to two elite fighters settling their differences the old-fashioned way.